Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Before we begin, make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe, the bell, and share this with someone that you think it would be a blessing to. And don't forget to join us every Wednesday night at 6:30 here in Surprise, Arizona. And remember, youth matter.
One day. Remember, I had you all repeat that. One day. How many of us have had one day? We've all had a one day in our story. One day, Ruth woke up. One day, Chris woke up. One day, Logan woke up. One day, George woke up. One day, Matt woke up. We all had that today because we're all sitting here. Right now, this could be a story written about you. One day, boom. And what's it going to say? What did you do with your day today? Why do you think God woke you up today? A lot of us think that it's ordinary. It's average. I just did this today. But you know what happened today? Someone came into our office today because there's someone that passed away last night. And I'm sure that family of that person that passed away last night wished that they had a one day. They would not look at each day as average or ordinary. What do you think God's trying to show you with today? This is what he's given you today. One day, Jesse said to David, "Take this basket of food to your brothers." Now, if that happens to us today, if our parents, grandparents, aunt, uncle, grandma, grandpa, whoever it is, gave you a chore to do, many times we respond with, no one else, mom and dad, aunt, uncle, grandma, grandpa, no one else has to do this. None of my other friends do this. Or we say, okay, I'll do it in a little bit. And then we continue playing Fortnite and Call of Duty and all that and Minecraft and really want to get the diamond sword. And okay, I'll get to it. Take the trash out. Okay. And then one day later, take the trash out. Okay. Right? One day, Jesse, David's dad, said, "Take this food to your brothers who are at war." And this is so important to see. It says this on verse 20. So David left the sheep with another shepherd and set out early the next morning. If I would underline, you can circle or highlight, he even went early. He did not put it off. When his dad asked him to do something, David said, okay, I'm going to do it. See, David looked at life differently than we did. He saw every single moment as an opportunity. You're going to look right now in this passage, and you're going to see there's a lot of obstacles that happen. But I want to tell you students right now, if you're taking notes, with every obstacle, there's opportunity. With every obstacle that happens in your life, there's opportunity. And there was the first obstacle of this story. He could have argued with his dad. He could have argued with his dad. Time could have gone by. Or he could have said, I'll do it tomorrow. I don't have anyone to watch the sheep. He could have made up an excuse. He could have said, I'm tired, Dad. I had a long day. You have no idea what it's like to be my age. You don't even know. But he set out early. He was even responsible with the time that he had, where he gave someone else the duty to watch his job and do what he was supposed to do. He set out early. Now check this out. Went early the next morning with the gifts as Jesse, that's his dad, had directed him. He arrived at the camp just as the Israelite army was leaving for the battlefield. Just as, look at the perfect timing. If he would have argued with his dad, if he would have put it off, if he would have gone later than earlier, he would have missed the army going to fight Goliath, and this would not have happened. This would have been a different situation, a different outcome. But look at the timing of being obedient. Look at what happens when you hear the call of obedience. Look what happens. David has another obstacle. He sees the soldiers going to battle. He could say, well, listen, I'm just going to drop this basket of food at my brother's tent and just call it a day, go back home. But he saw something different. It says this in verse 22. David left his things with the keeper of supplies, again, responsible, and hurried out to the ranks to greet his brothers. Again, look at this perfect timing, verse 23. As he was talking with them, Goliath, the Philistine champion from Gath, came out from the Philistine ranks. Then David heard him shout his usual taunt. Perfect timing. He left early. Just as he gets there, they're leaving to battle. And just as he gets to battle, he hears Goliath making fun of God. We hear people make fun of God all the time. We hear people put down what we believe in. We're actually scared to tell people what we believe in or pray in front of them or bring our Bibles to school. We're embarrassed to do that stuff sometimes. We all have our own little Goliaths in our life. But why did David see it as something different? Because he had a lot of obstacles already way before this that we're about to see, and he saw them as opportunities to live for the biggest giant of all, and that's God. He said, this God that we serve is bigger than anything I've ever faced before, so by the time I see Goliath, that actually looks like nothing to me. I don't know what you're all tripping on. David was this teenage mutant ninja shepherd, and he knew what he was doing when he went there. He already fought some amazing things, but see this again. Verse 24, as soon as, again, perfect timing. As soon as the Israelite army saw him, they began to run away in fright. So they were marching there all excited. Yeah, we're warriors, we're warriors. Goliath comes out. I hate God. Ah! They run away. Goliath was a big dude. He was over 9 feet tall. Some scholars have them anywhere from 9 feet to 11 feet. Listen, I've been to the Boston Celtics when Shaquille O'Neal was playing for them. I came up to that dude's belly button. Yes, I got that close, and I was not ashamed. When I was a busser at a restaurant, I served the plate to a baseball player. His name is CC Sabathia. He was a left-handed pitcher for the New York Yankees. I stood up to him, and I came up to right below his chest right here. Those dudes were giants. They were huge. I felt so puny compared to them, and they still were not even close to as tall as Goliath was. Listen, ladies, you think you got a crush on a boy in here because you think they're macho and tough? They would run and pee their pants when they see Goliath. They'd be like, oh my gosh! Nothing compared to him. I want you to picture the size and strength of this dude. But David did not see that obstacle as something to run away from. What I want you to see is God's timing and plan that he has for your life. And where we see average, God sees adventure. Where we see average, God sees adventure. David could have thought of his life as an average life. It's just another day, just doing this. And his brothers, it's just another day where you go to the battlefield for 40 days, hear the same thing, and I'm just going to go back to my tent and cry and change my pants, and then I'm going to go back out here another day. And we get caught in that cycle, don't we? Just another day. Why am I even here? I'm just trying to get through the day, and then I'm going to get through that day, try to get through that one. Then I'm going to go to church and try to get through that one. It's just another day. But there is something that's happening around you. God did not have to wake you up today. Something I hear all the time. Why isn't the same God, Matt, do miracles then? The fact that you're sitting here is a miracle. You are alive and breathing, and what are you doing with the time that you've been given, with the adventure that God has presented to you? Your life is an adventure. It's an amazing story, especially when you have Christ in your life who rescued you from death, from sin, so that you can look forward to heaven by just believing in him. Your life is an adventure that you get to go and share with other people to join you on this journey.